several United Nations relief agencies are reportedly withholding cooperation with an ongoing United States investigation into alleged connections between their personnel and Hamas, according to statements from U.S. officials and diplomats familiar with the proceedings. This impasse comes at a period of heightened scrutiny, as the United States increases pressure on the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in the Near East, UNRWA, the principal humanitarian organization operating in Gaza, over claims of infiltration and influence by Hamas. A senior American diplomat emphasized the need for a definitive severance between the United Nations and UNRWA, characterizing UNRWA's continued presence as an impediment to effective humanitarian operations in Gaza. In December 2025, the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, Office of Inspector General issued formal requests to 6 UN agencies engaged in humanitarian response in Gaza, seeking detailed information about employees involved with U.S.-funded programs and information about their contacts with Hamas. Despite these requests, the majority of the agencies did not provide the documentation and data requested. Further compounding concerns, the USAID Inspector General has reportedly identified at least 100 individuals linked to Hamas whose remuneration was allegedly sourced from UNRWA funds. It is also alleged that UNRWA facilities have previously been used by Hamas for operational purposes. The scope of the investigation has expanded, now encompassing a broader group of individuals with suspected ties to terror organizations, which has prompted growing calls within some U.S. policy circles for the designation of UNRWA as a foreign terrorist organization. The U.S. administration maintains that it will not tolerate a lack of accountability in the stewardship of American financial assistance and has characterized the lack of cooperation from UN agencies as unacceptable. UN agencies are under increasing expectation to provide information that ensures U.S.-funded resources are not inadvertently supporting acts of terrorism. Additional UN agencies, including the World Food Programme, United Nations Development Programme, the UN Children's Fund, the International Organization for Migration, and the World Health Organization, have provided only partial or, in some cases, no response to the USAID Inspector General's queries. The Inspector General's report also noted that UN agencies had not self-reported instances of interference or diversion of aid by Hamas despite mounting evidence suggesting such activity. Congressional oversight has increased as a result, with legislative proposals introduced to condition U.S. support for recipients on their full cooperation with federal investigations. Senior U.S. officials have reiterated that no UN agency should receive U.S. funding in the absence of robust screening and cooperation mechanisms to prevent abuse and ensure accountability. Confidential internal United Nations investigations have been critiqued for their limited scope and for allegedly disregarding intelligence and evidence linking staff to Hamas activity. These investigations have been interpreted by some U.S. lawmakers as insufficient and indicative of an institutional reluctance to address allegations of misconduct. The ongoing developments have led to renewed calls within the U.S. Congress for bipartisan oversight and follow-up, particularly in light of concerns that U.S. financial assistance might inadvertently contribute to activities that undermine regional stability and the interests of U.S. allies. Want to make sure you never miss our latest videos? Tap that follow button right now. If our content brought a smile to your face, made you think, or taught you something new, please like this video and share with your friends and family. Your support helps our community grow, and sharing the love only takes a second. Thank you for